Nikki for $10 says the fact that people keep telling me that Namor is Latino, so I should care is so dumb, boring character, and I don't care about being represented in a Marvel film. Yeah,
Well, and
well, yeah,
that's right on, Nikki, is like, don't you feel represented now? I mean, are you guys gonna go? I mean, it's kind of offensive, man. It's like,
right.
chill, and sure, maybe I'll go check it out. I don't know what. I'm a Tenoch Huerta fan first as an actor. That was my my reason, and it piqued my interest that it's a Mesoamerican retelling. However, as we got closer and closer to the opening day, I just got really cautious over all the info and everything that I was hearing, and then finally seeing from the film. But to assume that, it's like saying, hey, your number one issue in life should be this, or you should
Are you not
care about
happy you're not on
undocumented people
screen?
coming over. What's that?
I said, are you not happy you're not on a screen? Because that's what it is, isn't it? It's, you should be happy because we've put this character on a screen that is tangentially related to you, I guess. And that's the point that they're making, isn't it? It's a tangential relation to you as an
We
individual.
checked the box on this movie,
Yeah, precisely. I mean, so yeah, I mean, but Paulie, so as a Latino, does that level of representation matter to you in a Marvel movie? What's your opinion on that? Does Namor is Namor's presence in the film, was that a draw because it was representation? What's the deal there?
Like I said, I find it interesting that they went to Aztec and Mayan mythology to create their version of
Yeah.
Namor. Okay, so yeah, that I find that cool, right? But I'm not like, okay, that doesn't mean it's gonna be a great film, and I'm not gonna like it just because it's a shitty film and they have great headdresses from the Yucatan.
Oh, are you sure?
I mean,
Are you sure the headdress doesn't do it for you?
You feel me? I've seen those better headdresses on Aztec dancers at Olvera Street, downtown LA.
So I got a question for Paulie too. Was the execution for the Latinos in this movie done well, or was that
I don't know
bad?
what that means, Nick. I don't know what that means. That execution for the Latinos. Like, be a little more specific.
Like the representation of the characters that they used in this. Was the execution of the representation of the narrative that they were portraying for the characters accurate or done well?
Well, these are fictional people.
Yeah.
Right? They're technically not Latino. I mean, they're fictional.
Okay. I haven't seen the movie. So.
No. It's all right. It's all right. Mayan, and then they eat the herb, and then they become they can't breathe on land. They got to go down below, and they become these blue people. So that is the real lame origin of Talocan.
Oh, they turn into Smurfs.
They turn into the Na'vi from Avatar.
I did not know this.
It's not.
Well, I would have been happier if Namor shows up with some fish tacos and like, hey, come on, let's talk, let's have some food and let's work it out. I got some tamales and we could chill. But it was cool. It was cool to hear the language, the Mayan dialect of excuse me, the Yucatan dialect of Maya, of the Mayan language. It was cool to hear, especially when they were like, well, there were some scenes where they were either mourning a loss or getting angry or battle cries. Those were pretty effective. I don't know Maya. I definitely know a lot of Nahuatl words. You guys know Nahuatl words. If you say if you say the word avocado, that's Nahuatl. That's native. That's a native root, just like you root, what's it called, the etymology
Mm.
of words, right? Coyote, vaquero, that's actually vaquero is a coyote, avocado, chili, chocolate.
Mm. Yeah. Oh,
All
okay.
those words are Nahuatl words,
So it's
right?
nice to hear
Nahuatl.
that then.
What's that?
Nice. So I guess to build off of Nick's question, from that perspective, you know,
It was
I
for
mean,
me. Okay. For me, it was cool to hear that. There was a
did it
couple of
feel
imagery.
cheap? Did it
Huh?
feel cheap? I get. Is that what Nick's really asking? Is
No,
that what you're
no.
asking?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
That
did the
didn't feel cheap.
representation feel cheap
Yeah.
overall? Did
That
it
no.
feel like a cheap
What I'm
knockoff of
citing,
Latino
what
culture?
what I'm citing didn't feel cheap, right?
No,
As
no, no. But
far
the
as
overall,
no. Overall, there were some major problems. Yeah,
right? So
I'd
it
say
did
that.
feel cheap in terms of its position in a film to give Latinos representation. That as a product felt cheap. Is that what you're asking, Nick? Is that am I right?
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So did it feel cheap as a
Yeah. See,
product being put
this
there
is the
for
problem: is
representation's
that
sake?
when it's a half measure, it becomes a
Mm.
stereotype,
That's
right?
well,
And
yeah.
and this is the problem that Hollywood doesn't know how to tackle. Okay, is that stereotypes at the
Mm.
root of it, at the root of stereotypes are truth.
Yeah.
That's why Narcos Mexico is so amazing, or Narcos, because
Mm.
all of these people are killers. They're all bad people. But we're so enraptured with their their human story of what's going on and their conflict, and the
Yeah.
fact that they're all whatever, Mexican or Colombian. It's a plus, but you're just like, oh my god, this is incredible.
Mm.
All Wokosos in Hollywood, all they see is, oh, I hate us playing drug dealers again. Let's let's be the superhero with we'll do half-assed measures, and that's what this has become, guys.
Well, so that was the
It's good.
problem that some people had with Rambo Last Blood, was that Rambo went to Mexico to the cartels and they were criminals, and people were like, it's just portraying Mexicans as criminals. It's like, no, portraying the Mexican cartels as criminals
Correct.
because they are.
Right. Then they had Paz Vega, who was a very strong female in the film.
God.
Remember her character? Did she get killed at the end of the day in that film?
I think most people got killed. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
Well, the
think
female
so.
who was helping
I think,
Rambo out, the Latina.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Right, but she was a good character. Like, there was like good Latino characters.
Yeah, of course they were.
And then there was that interesting, and I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but there was that interesting thing where Rambo and his lady friend, who was a Latina, where she only spoke Spanish and he spoke back. He understood and spoke back in English. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was, because that happens a lot.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
does.
Rambo, good guys and bad guys.
It reminded me of Han and Greedo talking. He was talking in another language, and Han just would respond back in English.
But going back to stereotypes, is Hollywood they don't know how to they don't know how to fully embrace them without being embarrassed. It's just, it's like, they asked, the comic Gabriel Iglesias, they call him Fluffy, big fat guy.
Yeah.
And he's huge, right? He sells out stadiums now. I mean, he's like really big comedian, and he's big. He was the voice of Speedy Gonzalez for Space Jam Legacy, and there was a whole controversy. They were trying to cancel the character, and Gabriel said, "Hey, this is me, Gabriel Iglesias, the voice of Speedy. You can't cancel what you can't catch, because I'm the fastest mouse in the West." I loved it, right? It was so fucking great. Great post. We covered it. And in his new stand-up, he talks about how the studio executives wanted to handle him, right?
Ah,
They're like,
okay.
could you, not do it with an accent? And he's like,
What was the
why?
point of being hired then?
Right, but like,
Yeah.
that's how we sound. Why are you afraid of our
Mm.
accent like that?
But so this relating it back to Wakanda Forever, it's that half
Mhm.
measure situation,
Yes,
isn't it? That's the so I
that's
guess
the
the
connective
representation
tissue.
becomes somewhat insulting because it's a half measure, right? Like do
It's
it right, or don't do it at all. Is that
right.
I
It
guess
can
the sort of
exactly no, yeah. Do it, and I've said that. Do it right or don't do it at all. And here, whose
yeah
fault is it? Is it Kugler's fault? Is it Feige's fault? Is it who meddled
yeah
who did this? Because I found some of what Namor was doing and what they made him do totally offensive.
yeah.